And welcome back to another episode of Let's Smoke About It with your host, Captain Daddy.
Nuggy Boss!
And we got Don Chicago joining us today.
Don Chicago is back from his trip on Air Force One.
And that noise you heard just now was the dog, of course, getting his water at the same time that we decided to start recording.
It's how we know we need to start now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's right when he realizes that he's not getting attention.
He gets dinner when we start recording, so that way he's thoroughly heard. See, like, watch, you might just be able to...
He might just start digging into the food. Now he sees us all watching him. He's
Yeah,
like, well,
here, you can listen to
should
this.
He is.
Yep, there he goes.
He'll come close to us with the sensitive mics.
He grabbed like one thing of dog food. I just heard a singular crunch as he bit down on it.
He's nervous. Everyone's watching him eat now.
Come here. Come here.
All I know is that if you are new to the channel and you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Make sure to turn the notifications on. That way you know whenever we drop a new video. It's likely every weekend.
Yeah, by the time this one came out, you should see a new Valheim video put up yesterday.
Ooh, Valheim.
Scheduled for...
Was that the one that you were recording on the other day when we all did the...
Yeah, I've got
Zelda?
like 3 videos worth.
Nice.
One's going up Saturday, the day before this one drops.
Nice.
This video drops. This audio drops. The thing drops. Something's dropping.
We'll
Oh,
be dropping.
and man, that Valheim.
I tell you what, man.
That damn Valheim, though.
It is captured the imaginations.
Aye.
It filled a hole that I didn't realize I had.
Did you have the need to be a full-blown Viking, like from the ground up? Going through the ages of man, from dark to medieval.
Because if you did, this is the game for you.
Valheim's for you.
It is so damn fun. I think I personally, between work and especially now that I've been on vacation the last week, like I've put in over probably 50 hours into the game, and
Damn.
it's the amount of discovery.
Oh, yeah.
It's always something new.
Mm-hmm.
You're, like, once you feel like you've got the game down, it throws more shit at you. It's like, you don't know shit, dude.
It's like, oh, you got that little bit down? Well, here's a mountain of more shit you got to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
Because now we're in the swamp and getting iron.
And everything's poisonous in the swamp.
Yeah.
Gotta get that poison resistance.
Mm-hmm. As long as, like, I went in with, like, Queen's Jam, meat, and poison resistance, and iron weapons, you're pretty golden in the crypt, even if you're by yourself.
And that sausage, that sausages is some
Them
good
sausage.
stuff.
That's sausage.
Yeah, you're eating some entrails, because that's...
Them leech entrails.
It's
no,
cooked.
the Draugr entrails.
Oh, I usually use the leech.
Oh, I didn't know they dropped entrails. I got the blood pack from the leech finally, so I can make frost-resistant shit,
Mm-hmm.
so we can go up into the mountains.
Cool.
Yeah, that'll be nice. I remember when I first picked it up and I was like, what the hell is a blood pack and why do I need this?
Where did I
New
get
crafting.
this?
Yeah. Seriously, when I first went into the swamp and I was greedy and I wanted to know what was over there and those 2 Draugr whooped the shit out of me and I had to travel back with nothing on my back.
I threw out the
and a stone
warning.
axe.
I told you. I'm like, don't go over there. It's dangerous, Dad.
Well, and then left. Sorry, Don Chicago. I'm so sorry.
I mean, he was wise. He's like, no, man, I don't
Yeah,
want
he's
to
like,
die.
no, I'm going to keep exploring this area. that
I
we
needed
still
to
haven't."
outline the island. I'm like, I already...
He's our cartographer, man. He's mapping out what we got
And there's
going
still
on.
so much of that island we haven't even seen.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I've
in-
almost
more
mapped
inland.
out that entire island, like our OG island.
Mhm.
There's not a whole lot I haven't checked out yet.
Well, and there's not. I mean, I can't imagine there's anything in the Black Forest biome that is going to be super detrimental for us to find.
Nah, just more caves,
Yeah.
which is always good because
Mhm.
we'll need more cores.
Yeah.
And I looked at a video too. If you put one of those cores inside of the bonfire, it like shoots a firework in the sky.
What?
And blows
wow.
up.
I
Yeah.
didn't know if you could do anything with a bonfire, so I'm like, cool, bonfire. And then I walked away from it.
Yeah, I think you put it in like one of the hotkeys, and then you just like put it in the bonfire, and it like shoots a firework up in the sky.
Does it get rid of the core?
Yeah.
No,
Damn.
not worth.
No. If at some point if we're like overloaded and we have like 50 to 100 cores, and it's like, well, I don't know what to do with them. Let's shoot off some fireworks.
So, well, that's what's cool. I found out in the swamp is there is Serling demon spawns, they drop sterling cores when you kill them.
Oh, dude.
Ooh.
So there's
We no longer would have to go to the cave.
They shoot fireballs though,
Oh.
but they're easy to kill with a bow and arrow.
That's good.
We have more cores.
Have you guys found a new bow yet?
Yes, iron
Yeah.
gives us the huntsman bow,
Of course.
and that thing has hardly any drop. Like there's still some drop, but it's not.
Not even close to as bad as what
No.
the fine bow was.
It really drops over a good distance. It doesn't just like drop after 10 yards.
Well, that's what I couldn't stand about the crude bow. It's like, dude, I have to aim like 2 yards above this deer that's all of 10 yards away from me to a custom,
To hope for the
acclimate
drop.
for the drop. And now, even with the bow that we had gotten, the second bow, it wasn't nearly as bad. But after a distance, there was still some drop.
Yeah, it was so much better though. Like I've been more consistently hitting shit with it because I don't have to aim so high up. Like I was probably like looking outside from like here to like the fence across the street. Like just that, I'd be aiming at a deer and it would like land in the middle of the street or like right next to the house. Like, I'm like, the fuck.
Yep.
But I
It's
think
so
you
frustrating.
think about it, it's like, it's a big stick I made into a bow.
I just put some string. Well, it's not even string. It's probably like some kind of bark or twine off a plant. Made
Horse
into-
hair.
Yeah. No boar hair.
Yeah, not even horsehair. You gotta braid it.
Yeah, beat up a bunch of boars to make this bow.
Man, that's what we'll need. Like, I want a horse in that game. I want to ride a horse into
I
battle.
think that's one of the things that they're looking to add in an update as mounts.
They
but
should.
That's still a ways off.
So you can put a horse on your cart.
yes.
Yeah.
That'd be
Seriously.
so nice.
That would make it so much easier.
Because yeah, I'm okay with being the horse for my cart,
Mhm.
but I don't want to carry my cart all the time.
Yeah.
Especially when I got to fight, I got to drop my cart. I got to look down and drop my cart.
Yeah, and then you have to worry about your cart being destroyed anyway.
Well, I can fix it because I can get my resources back. But then if I drop the cart, it could roll down the hill like it has before, because there's nothing on it.
Mhm.
It just is free to fall, and then I lose it. But I can't wait for horses. I can't wait for the extra stuff they're gonna put in because it's only early
It's
access.
yeah, it's just early access. It's not even.
There's only more to go. There's a
Right.
whole planet.
It's been the first month.
Yeah.
And it's had what, over 4 or 5 million downloads already?
5 million registered players.
Yeah, that's insane. I'm still stoked about that Viking supply recovery group.
That's hilarious.
That's so funny.
That
When I found that out, I was so happy because it started off with like 6 of them who were just so far in the game that it was like, okay, well, we have a lot of stuff. We can handle pretty much anything they throw at us.
Mm-hmm.
And then they started finding out like people were just having straight problems getting all their stuff back. They're like, hey, what if we just do this? And then like 100 people were just like, that sounds like a great idea. I'm also at that point in the game. I would love to help out.
Viking recovery unit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Geek Squad for Vikings.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
Oh, you need to back up your information? We'll go get that information back.
Don't you worry. We'll even carry you on our backs. Hop on,
Yeah,
big
for
boy.
real.
Yeah, that would be cool. Like being like super early level would be like, I can't get my stuff back, so I was level, or you're not really a level, but it's like I started the game and I just ran into the swamp randomly. I have
Mhm.
nothing. Well, I guess I wouldn't have anything.
Yeah.
I had a few things.
It'd be like if you were, like, you had like some troll stuff, like some leather troll armor,
Yeah.
and then you ran into the swamp and you're like, well, now I have nothing. Except for the stone axe that I'm using to gather more wood. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
we'll help you grab your shit.
And you get your
because-
posse of Vikings together, and you just go. They literally surround you the whole time so that you don't get hit.
Yeah. Just a
They
wall.
all have tower shields. Just like
We're setting up the box formation, and you're standing in the middle. You won't be touched.
Does the iron have tower shields?
Hell yeah, and you know I got
Yes,
myself
dude.
one. I'm
'Cause
rocking
as much as I love the buckler, one thing that I found when I ran into the swamp right out of the gate, when I had all that bronze stuff, is that doesn't defend you against all arrows. And you
Well,
are
they've
still
also got
very-
another rounded shield called the branded shield. That's bigger than the buckler.
Mm.
So you might give that a try. Because the
No, I
tower
want a
shield's
tower
heavy.
shield. I don't care.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm rocking the tower shield, and I'm rocking the ancient bark spear.
oh yeah, the
Ancient
ancient
bark
bark
spear.
spear.
Yeah.
Oh, that thing looks cool.
I had to get it because I'm putting most of my attack into spears and pole arms anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to get it.
The majority of mine's in axes and maces.
Well,
Or clubs.
there's a battle axe for you.
Is
Yeah,
it one-handed or two-handed?
Two-handed battle axe.
Nice.
Yeah, I made one last night because I was going back and forth to the crypt. I would like run in and I'd grab some iron and then I'd run back to base, go drop it off in the smelter, go run back into the crypt, go grab some more.
So what I did with that is I just took the cart with me and then kind of tucked it behind the crypt and then just kept running up, filling it up, running back in to hide.
Yeah, because you can only it's heavier than everything else. Like
It's so goddamn heavy.
Even like clearing my inventory of the non-essentials, I could only hold about 20 iron scraps at a time.
Well, that's how I felt with tin too.
And that's maybe going through 2 mounds.
Yeah, the muddy piles.
Yeah.
How big are the deposits?
They're pretty large. They're like
Is it
big.
like a
they're
copper
big
deposit?
muddy piles
Oh.
that have like leather and other stuff in it, like withered bones, leather, and then iron scraps in it. And
Yeah.
and you kind of mine them.
Oh wow.
And it's also like what blocks doorways to the rest of the crypt to
Oh,
explore more.
I see.
So it's the size of like a small hallway to
Okay.
get to another room.
That's not bad.
But
I played, 2 or 3 days ago was the last time I played. We just beat the second boss, and then now I'm hearing about all this great new stuff that we've accomplished. We have a whole new village built on the outskirts of the island.
yeah, there's a lot of grinding
It
to
was,
do to get ready for this next boss.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
100%.
I scouted out the area where it's at, and it doesn't look promising on going to be easy.
I mean,
No.
just going to the crypt alone looks like shit.
Yeah. It's gonna be difficult. We're gonna fully need to be ironed out.
Yes, but with the iron, like I made the iron sword when we got our first deposit back.
Mhm.
That shit just carves through draugrs. I can kill them in 3 hits. Just boom, boom, boom.
Nice.
Easy.
Well, now you can't wait for the battle axe because
Dude,
Lord knows.
I
It's-
made one when I got all the iron,
Mhm.
because Ace wanted one. He was like, "Oh, can you make me a battle axe?" I was like, "Oh boy, I got a battle axe." I gave it to him, and he was like, "It doesn't work good at chopping trees. I tell you that."
I was just gonna ask that too.
No, it's horrible at chopping trees, but it carves dudes up.
I also love that, like, different weapons, like the farther you go, like you do get like heavy attacks too, as opposed to just light attacks. Like when I first found that out, when
Oh,
we got
your
to the
middle
Bronze
click?
Age, yeah, the middle
Yeah.
click. Like with the the mace, just this massive uppercut and just knock everybody back, and I just have to go up with one light attack and hit them one more time, and they'd be
boop,
dead.
right on the
Yeah,
head.
It was great.
Dude, the mace is so cool. And because of the beginning of the game, our club skill got so high because that's the only weapon we have.
Yeah.
So getting the mace already is like, oh yeah, dude, uppercut and fucking break their jaw.
Well, see, and I only used the axe. I didn't even use the club, so all of my weapons, like leveling at the very beginning, was just axe, and then a little bit of bow. Maybe
Yeah.
I should just stick with axe.
Yeah, mine's in mostly bow and wood cutting and spears, and then
Right.
I'm working on my pole arm.
My highest skill, though, is mining.
Is it mining?
Yeah.
Mine's running.
Dude, I want my running skill to be improved so badly.
I think
but
my
it takes
running's at
forever.
43 right now.
Really?
Yeah, I run a lot.
Damn.
I do a lot of running.
So, I'm assuming you stuck with the first power then? You haven't switched to
Yeah,
the
no,
other
I don't
power?
need no wood
No,
cutting.
fuck that other power.
Yeah.
That
It's garbage
power-
compared to the other one.
That power should have been the first power from the first boss.
Mhm.
And then, because it's a total downgrade
It is.
in terms of powers.
Yeah, and the second boss was so difficult. Like,
Yeah, you're going to slap me with that?
I was
I-
thinking like maybe you could like summon like a couple of roots like he did.
I mean, that's what I'm waiting for is like an actual like superpower,
Mhm.
like pulling roots out of the ground, or like a fireball or some shit. Like,
Oh,
Yeah, something
I'd
you
use the shit out of
absorbed
the
from the
fireball.
boss in terms of power. Like, yeah, he's a tree, so I get to cut down trees faster. What is that?
it's a deer. You now run fast longer.
See, that one kind of makes a little bit sense
Mhm.
because it's a deer. They got better stamina, but cutting trees down faster because I beat a tree.
By that time, we had bronze weapons. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I
It's like we don't need wood anymore.
Yeah,
yeah,
I needed that forever ago.
when everything was made from wood. God, we have so much core wood now.
One like to get the charcoal, to get the coal.
Mhm.
I would have loved being able to chop down trees faster when I was making a bunch of coal to make this bronze that I no longer need to chop down
You
trees
still-
for.
Oh well, I guess you still need the coal for the iron works, right?
Yeah, you still need all that.
Yeah, but now we don't have to get 2 different metals to create 1 metal,
Mhm.
luckily. So
So then, does the stonecutter actually allow you to make like stone walls and stuff?
Yeah, you got to move it around just like the workbench. So you build in a circular radius
Mhm.
with it, So to rebuild that wall, I'd have to carry one with me, place it down, build in the area.
So do we still have like the 700 rocks like sitting at our home base?
Yeah.
Yeah, the home base we have to move it over, but we can use all those and rebuild the wall. To make it invincible to goddamn trolls, because
Seriously.
2 attacked me earlier today and they
Really?
just broke the gate. They just
Oh.
took 2 logs and smashed it into oblivion. So I had to run away, deliver them away before they started just wrecking shit.
That's like when we left the crypt when we first went in there, and one just so happened to find me as I'm running back home out of the swamp. I'm like running, and I'm like out of stamina. I'm like, oh fuck! I look back, and he's rearing his fucking hand back, and he's gonna swat me, and it like breaks part of the bridge as I'm crossing the Great Bigham's Bridge. I'm just like, oh fuck!
This damn troll!
It was like the legend of the Headless Horseman. He like stops on the bridge. And he's like rears his horse back.
He can't cross.
And he throws a big flaming pumpkin at me.
Except it's a log or something.
I was gonna say that would really suck if trolls could just toss the log at you. It just starts rolling through the forest, and you're like, fuck.
We'll give it a later update, and I bet they
Yeah,
will, because
they
they can
probably
already
will.
throw rocks at you, so why would they not throw that
They
log?
do throw stones, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Poorly, but they still throw stones.
It's
Imagine
a lot
them
worse
just,
than the Grey
just
ones
like
with their
spear
little
throwing a
rocks.
log at you. Just
That'd be terrifying. They just rip a new tree out of the ground, just throw it at you.
Did you encounter any of the more of those Draugr elites in the other crypt?
I did, but I dark souled the crap out of them with bow and arrow from another side of a room.
Yeah, it's like the 2 stars and they're Draugr elites. Oh man, I came up to him and I'm like, you know, I've got full stamina, full health, I'm juiced. And I'm
He's
like coming up
jacked,
to him,
man.
and I like hold my shield out, and he fucking rears back and hits me, and it knocks me across the fucking room. Like
Jesus.
I only block like half the damage, and it just like flings me back. It's like when fucking Aragorn gets hit by the troll in Fellowship of the Ring, just flings him across the fucking room, just hit the wall.
Well, see, when I went in and crossed the river with just my bronze stuff, just to go check out the swamp area, just a regular Draugr did that to me too. And so that's horrifying to hear that they're still that much stronger, even when they're a couple starred up.
And it's really tight spaces down there,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, screw that. That sounds awful.
Yeah, and that there was a body pile or whatever. It's where they spawn from. It's kind of like the cursed bones where the skeletons spawn from.
Okay.
Yeah, there's one of those on the ground, and we couldn't get past the 2-star Draugr, and they kept spawning out of other like regular Draugrs, just spawning out of that little thing. It was terrible. I hated it.
It's like, we need to get rid of this, but I can't get around this guy.
And they don't even drop like super great stuff either when you kill him. He just dropped me like 10 entrails or something. That was it.
I don't need all your guts. I need something useful.
Well, you need those guts for sausages.
For sausage.
But I found some wraiths in the swamp.
So it was the sausage wraiths.
Wraiths, yeah, they're pretty scary.
Is it like a ghost, but even worse?
Yeah, but bigger and flies higher up in the air.
Awesome.
We're grounded. How are we supposed to...
Shoot it with bow and arrow
Oh, yeah.
and run away.
Nice.
Because there's poison arrows in the swamp that I
Mhm.
picked up. I don't know how to make them, but they're there.
I got a few of the iron head arrows too. Those
So
should
what-
be pretty damn strong.
If we need poison resistance, would the poison arrows actually do as much damage to these things in the swamp as we would want them to?
I'm not sure.
Maybe. I have to use them on something else.
Mm-hmm.
We'll use some
Like,
side-
just find a troll and use it on them real quick. And
We
see.
try it on a troll.
There's always trolls next to our
Okay.
village. Ah!
It's an impressive village. I can't wait to build my house.
It's the village hidden in the trees. Because I'm going to
We
replant
just
some
learn
trees.
Rasengan's.
Yeah, I'm going to go replant some pine trees to make our village look kind of hidden.
Mhm.
That way you don't have to cut down. I killed Don with a tree on accident.
Damn.
I just like finished my house. I was also building it in the rain, and so it was like slightly getting damaged. And I'm just like, oh man! And then my roof was like not working properly, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, finally got it down, and I like walk out. It's like a fucking cartoon. I'm like, oh, finally! Fucking tree just smashes me.
Jesus.
Yeah, I was just clearing some land for farming, and I had to chop this tree down, and I see him come out, and he just kind of stands there. I'm like, sweet, the tree will just kind of turn and move and dodge him, because it was, and then it just stopped turning and just kept falling.
Just straight.
I just Smashed him into the dirt.
Well, now I'm nervous about clearing out some of those trees from that back area where me and...
Always yell timber.
Yeah, just always yell timber.
Timber!
Because, like, worst case, I guess it would hit the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Or best case, it would hit the wall. Worst case, it would hit the main base, like the main central hub.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it should be fine.
Yeah, I think it takes like 3 trees to really break something.
Oh, there's more than 3 trees.
Because I dropped a few trees on my house and it didn't break.
Good. You went back and repaired it though, right?
On my house? Yeah.
Have to.
Well, yeah. I dropped a tree on it.
It's not invincible.
Dropped a few trees on Don's house. Dropped a few trees on Milkman's house.
I'm just realizing that we don't have a name for Super Saiyan 3 Broly.
Yeah, you do.
No, we don't.
You just did it.
This is Broly.
Whoa.
Yeah, you just said
We'll
it.
call him
We'll
Broly.
just call him Broly.
It's like, yeah, huh? You just did it.
I was just going off of his gamer tag. I'm like, we haven't had him on the show yet.
It's either that or a Tetsu.
That's it.
That's probably one of the two. If I had to take a guess.
How's that
Finger in
sound?
your pop
Sounds
filter over
hot.
there.
Well, all my life has just been Valheim, so I don't really know what else to talk about.
I almost got attacked by a goose today. And I wish I was kidding.
At the park?
The apartment complex I live in is like right next to that park, that massive one that they built off of Whitewater Park Boulevard.
Okay.
And so I walked over because I was smoking a cigarette before I came over here. And so I walked over to the gate, and there were 2 Canadian goose sitting right there by the gate. I was just like, okay, like I'll stand like maybe 10 feet away from them, like make sure that they know.
Who's
the male
boss?
was like watching me, and then he'd like go down and like grab some more seeds, and then he'd look back up and watch me, and he like kept like walking just closer and closer. As I was watching him, I'm like, okay, whatever. And so I turned towards the building and like just to like look out over like the lake and everything, and I'm sitting there and I take a drag. And then next thing I know, I hear flapping, and they came over the gate. And they landed like all of 2 or 3 feet away from me, and then the male was like rearing up a little bit. I'm like, I'm not fucking with this. Like, I'm not about to sit here and kick the shit out of a goose. Like, no.
You should
And
just
so I
boxed
started
it.
walking away. I'm not gonna box a goose. I don't know how legal that is. Animal rights and everything.
That's self-defense, man. He came up on you first.
I like, and it was funny because there was a dude that literally had just pulled in with his car. There's another guy that came walking out of the apartment complex and was headed my way, and there was a dude like a couple stalls down who was also smoking a cigarette on his phone. I'm like, I'm not about to sit here and have a boxing match with a goose with an audience. Like,
Well, no, that's just witnesses, man.
witnesses for the self-defense. Come on, PETA. Bring
Exactly.
it on.
You saw that goose jump me. These people saw.
It was terrible.
I was fighting for my life. It had a knife. This goose has a knife,
It was like a cockfighting.
and I was just
knife
naked.
attached to his ankle. Did you hear about that story?
A cock on his ankle.
No, there's a dude who owned a rooster who was in a cockfight, and it killed him.
The rooster did?
Yeah, because it had a blade attached to the back of his leg like a raptor would.
He's cheating.
No.
Or is that's not cheating?
No, that's not cheating. That's definitely how cockfights go.
Okay.
Attach little blades and stuff to them.
I'm not too keen on the cockfighting ring underground scene.
Come on, you're white and poor. We know you know about this cock magic.
I love that episode.
You have a car up on cinder blocks in your front yard. Don't bullshit me.
I'm so upset about that house, dude. Ever tell you about the house? I know I've told you about the house. At the top of
Kenny McCormick's house?
Glenwood? No, real house. So when I initially moved out of the first apartment complex, when we like all first met,
Yeah.
I was looking into buying a house, and there was one at the top of Glenwood for like $200,000, and it used to be like an acupuncture practice, and so it was supposed to be like half a house and half like a practice, but they just sold it as one house, so it was like 5-bedroom, 3.5 bath.
I remember seeing that. You showed me a picture of that one.
Yeah.
I wanted that house so damn bad, and if I would have checked my credit score and like actually gone to the bank and like inquired about first-time home buying loans and all that stuff, it would have been very possible that I could have had a real shot at it. But
Yeah.
the people that got it are super trashy, and they got rid of everything that made it really cool.
Damn.
There's a couch sitting out on the very front. They got I can't remember what it is, but it's like some podunk like tire swing or something in the front. Like they got rid of all the cherry blossom trees that line the driveway leading into the back.
Bastards.
They tore out the iron rod fence. Like,
Bastards.
Yeah, it does not look good.
Damn. Okay.
I'm super bummed out because that house was awesome. It was so big, dude. It had like 30 parking spots.
Animals.
Yeah.
And only for 200,000. Well, I guess that was a few years ago, so that makes sense.
Exactly. Yep, back in 2016.
And so that'd be 600,000 right now.
Oh god.
The way house prices are going up.
Yep. Believe me and my roommates have been looking into getting into something like buying versus renting something else, and all the houses that would fit us and everything that we have is like 400,000 right now.
Yeah,
like we can't even get into anything around 3.
It's rough.
And
Yeah, and even if like looking at apartments and stuff, like at least in the at least around
Bouillon Cube.
At least in the Bouillon Cube zone. That's where we come from.
That's what we should call it. Out here in the Bouillon Cube.
The Bouillon Cube.
Guy. Just looking at apartments, like you're looking like $1,200 for a 2-bedroom.
So ours right now is around the 1,200, and if we stayed, they wouldn't even like come in and renovate it like they have been some of the other apartments, and our rent would still jump to 1,800 because of location.
No, you come renovate this shit, and I'll pay the 1,800.
I wouldn't even pay the 1,800 for that, renovated or not. The place sucks.
Oh,
it's like they're older buildings. And so even if you do renovate and like make them look kind of nice, you're not getting rid of the issues at hand, which they're just small apartments.
Okay.
And they're not like like you know how you walk into a bedroom and you can tell by how the closet is laid out, like roughly what time frame it was built in. Like,
yeah.
They're like 80s or 90s apartments. And they just come in and like, oh, we're just gonna put this fake laminate down and we're gonna give you new countertops. We're going to paint it, and now we're going to charge you $600 more.
Get out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
That. Get out.
With my eye holes.
My eye holes.
So, but we've been looking at, like, townhouses and stuff, which the rent is still going to be monumental compared to what we're paying now. But so much better. A yard, because I got 2 dogs. Like, a big old nice... Like, they're
gotta give that doggo
some
some yard space.
Yeah. Because I feel bad for them now. They're just stuck in the apartment pretty much all day, unless they take them out, which...
Yeah.
They could be out more.
I'm having mic problems. Hold on.
It's like...
Mic problems?
It's like they think we live in New York or something.
Yeah, seriously. Well, it's because everybody that's moving here is coming from areas that they sold their house, or they're moving here from an area where the cost of living was much higher.
I was going to say their dollar can go further here than previous places.
And that's causing everybody who's been here the whole time, whose dollar remains virtually the same, we don't have that opportunity to match what they're accomplishing.
To get what they're buying.
Yeah.
Even though we've lived here. And it's like...
all our lives.
Not even people that's lived here all their lives. Like, at least a decade or more. And they're like, what the hell? I can't even afford that.
Well, that's the thing, is like a lot of the new apartments and everything that are going up around the city, it's just like, why are you charging so damn much for this?
Yeah.
Like, people...
It's like people who live here need to live, not the people moving in.
Exactly.
Like,
well, not only that, but like
there's people here.
New age like high school and college graduates and stuff. Like they need to find a place to live.
Well, yeah, and people coming in for jobs out of universities and stuff.
It's like they can't afford that unless you have too many roommates, and that's just an uncomfortable living situation altogether.
It's fucking dumb.
Yeah, because I mean, I've been in a 2-bedroom apartment with upwards of 8 people.
Mm-hmm.
8 or 9 people at a time. One of them being a full-grown adult.
Yeah.
The rest of us being like, late teens, early 20s. Like, it's not fun. Like, well, it's kind of fun. It's really neat at first, but it gets old pretty quick. Like I only did it for a few months, and like, especially if like I don't really enjoy a few of the people that are there, the ones that don't have jobs and just sleep on the futon and shake my fist at them, yell, "Get off my lawn!
Get off my lawn!"
I'm gonna go work my 25 hours at Taco Bell. I'll be back.
How dare you?
Man yells at cloud. It's rough. It's dumb.
It is rough. It's very dumb.
I don't miss that though. Coming back home with like $200 checks. Like,
seriously. Well, and I remember when I
Working-
first started working jobs like that.
yeah.
And I thought that $130 check or whatever that I first got, I'm like, hell yeah, what am I supposed to spend this on? I don't got rent, I don't got a car payment, I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do with this money.
Yeah.
Right.
Now it's like, dude, $100 is like $5 for adults.
I mean, like, just like a week or two ago, like felt like I spent like $100 a week on just like something.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
Food is really the
yeah,
primary
food.
thing. Yeah.
Just survive. Yeah, just trying to survive.
I'm just throwing this away. I'm just like, well, there goes another 100. I'm like,
I work to eat food, I guess.
so yeah, I guess this is why I go to work.
I'll tell you what, though. My first paycheck back into the workforce. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you know this, but I have been out of work for almost 6 months, and it sucks. That being said, my first paycheck is going to be spent on, like, a Sonic meal or something with, like, a big old fucking milkshake, because it's been so long since I've been able to just, without a care in the world, go out and be like, oh, I'm hungry. What should I get for dinner? Okay. Search things around me and be like, this is what I'm going to go get, you know? I'm going to do that first. You know what? No. Like we were talking in the last episode, I'm probably going to go to a Chinese buffet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just going to engorge. The only problem is their desserts are fucking garbo. Because Asians' dessert is usually fruits.
Well,
So they don't have, like, dessert that they make.
Asian food isn't really known for its dessert side of the food anyway. It's known as its main course.
Oh, yeah.
The main.
But, you
Chow mein.
You talk to any, like, Asian chef or, like, hear any interviews about that, and they're like, we're just not, like, bakers or anything like that, because that's not, like, what our cuisine is based around. Like, our dessert is a bowl full of berries.
I mean, I can get down on some berries.
I can get down on some berries, too, but I also like a fucking milkshake. I
Well,
also
deal
like
with
a
it.
big old thing of chocolate cake.
You want a milkshake? Go to Japan.
I don't think that's how that works. I think
Or
we'd
they-
have
or-
to stay in America.
or they make,
in order to
like-
get a
Do
milkshake.
you think Japan doesn't have milkshake?
I bet they do, but it's probably not like. I mean, it'd probably be like a McDonald's milkshake.
No, you just go to the vending machine. They're chilled vending machines, and you get a milkshake in a can, and you just pop
Kinda
that
like
open.
at the
Is that
Fast
good at all?
Eddie's, How they have the.
I don't know. You can get soup in a can though,
Well, yeah, Campbell's.
because they have the they have like warm vending machines that keep the soup and coffee warm, and you get the.
Now, I don't know about that.
Dude, in Europe they have pizza vending machines that will straight up you choose what kind of pizza you want and it makes it. So I 100% believe that.
How long has that pizza been in there, though?
They
I
have a
mean,
little man in the back of the vending machine.
He's just making fresh dough over and over again.
He's just back there, just pounding away on making
Nobody's
pizza.
been by. I can't make it to pizza.
I need a
I'm
break.
not the loser. There's a job as a vending machine.
Phone's going off. Eviction notices hanging on the wall.
You're gonna evict the pizza making machine? No, we're gonna evict the tiny man in there. Mario, get your ass out of here.
How do you evict? There's a tiny man. He comes flying out. He's only in a tank top and his boxers.
It's just like a bunch of Keebler elves come walking out the back.
Yeah, there's but I think that the soup vending machines are actually decent. At least from what the super mega videos in Japan showed me. They get like, it's like hot coffee. You can get like hot coffee in a can.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got fucking Tommy Lee Jones' face on it, and it's great.
What?
He's such an ugly bastard. Why would you want Tommy Lee Jones's face
I
on
guess
your
he's a
coffee?
big like icon in Japan. I don't know.
I believe it.
He like has a coffee, like a
whole
coffee
brand.
line.
Oh damn.
That's
That's
like,
what we need to do. We just need to market to the Asian countries. And,
Well, that's like how is Dennis
big
Rodman
over
big
there.
friends with Kim Jong Un?
because he did a lot of international basketball, and because of his personality and his flair, Kim Jong Il,
Illest.
actually, yeah, the illest of the Kims, like really enjoyed watching him whenever he went over to like Asia to play basketball, and then so he became friends with his son after Kim Jong Il passed away, and now he has.
But
like
what a weird person
he
to
has
be
like
in a political.
citizenship thing over there in North Korea.
What
It's
is
nuts.
what a strange person to see in a political circle such as the illest
Dennis Rodman.
of the Kims. Yeah.
Well,
Dennis
I'm
Rodman.
pretty sure Kim was a big fan of that one movie that his name was Sylvester Stallone.
Dennis
What?
Rodman,
Yeah, wasn't it Dennis Rodman and like
the basketball player.
Space
Yeah.
Jams.
No.
no, it was I'm trying to remember at the end of the movie, like the whole Coliseum explodes as a tiger like go and grabs like Jean-Claude Van Damme or something.
I don't believe a damn word of it.
Yes, and they
believe a single word of it.
and they fucking get behind like a Coke machine and it saves them from the explosion. Like,
That sounds straight 90s.
it is straight 90s.
I don't believe a
I don't
word.
remember.
Oh, you're thinking of Double Team.
Double Team, that's the movie. Yes,
With Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah.
with Van Damme. Yes, not Stallone. It was one of those big hunking men, action movie men.
One of those guys in the Expendable movies.
So the first thing that popped up when I typed in Dennis Rodman movie was it filled out the rest of it with midgets. And apparently there was a movie in 2007 called The Minis. A talented team of basketball players made up of little people enters a tournament to help a teammate's son go to college. Apparently Dennis Rodman's in it.
I bet he's the coach.
No, he looks like their center.
They have him short.
Nope. He's full size.
What the fuck?
You're going to have to find this image and put it up because that's funny.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Is
for
he
all
really
this.
like the Minis movie? No, he's full size. He's full.
Like,
Dennis
I can't remember what it is, but it's like when they make Marlon Wayans, that little tiny dude, and he's like a jewel thief, but he plays the baby of the family in order to get closer to the jewel because the guy, it's not Damon Wayans, but Marlon Wayans and one of his brothers
Marlon
are the
Brando?
stars. No, it's not The Godfather.
Okay.
That likes this new fillet. You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding.
On the day
Make a favor of me.
that my daughter gets wed.
Here we go. I'll show you part of the ending of the movie. Sorry if
Double
this
Team?
spoils it.
I doubt I was ever going to watch it.
I don't know if you can see it.
You're going to have to put this in too.
Oh, the advertising. The branding.
Oh my gosh.
This is just, there's a lot of explosions. And this is one strong Coke machine.
Well,
What's
it's
that
like-
movie about?
It's like when, isn't it Indiana Jones climbs in the fridge to survive the nuclear explosion? I don't think it's Indiana Jones. I'm trying to remember.
Oh
what
yeah,
movie it
it's
is.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yep.
Son
Yeah,
of a-
there's the nuke going off, and he
Mhm.
jumps in the fridge, and
Ends up surviving.
it's like
That's what Coke machines are made out of. Is fridges from the 50s.
yeah, it's kind of synonymous with like the jumping the shark. It's called Nuke in the Fridge. It's like such a ridiculous premise in a movie that it doesn't make any
I was
sense,
gonna
but
say,
it
I'm
still
like
works.
jumping the shark.
Yeah, it was. I think it was from Happy Days, the TV show, where Fonzie literally jumps over a shark, and it's that point in a show where it goes into too ridiculous, and it's jumping the shark, because Happy Days isn't about jumping sharks.
You're not going to do that extreme thing. You're not known for that. I'm going to jump it.
Yeah, it's just when like a show or movie series or something just goes too far and into the ridiculous realm, and now it doesn't even represent what it originally was anymore. And
Holds no grounding.
It makes no sense. What am I watching here? What's the Fonz doing?
Defense.
Defense.
Fancy, I had no idea that was Henry Winkler for the longest time.
I had no idea that that's who it was either.
You mean Stanley Yelnats the third?
Stanley Yelnats the third,
The third.
with his fucking dipping shoes in pots, boiling pots of water.
I'm going to find...
What? Yeah. Who makes it their life's mission to figure out how to stop shoes from stinking?
I mean, look at how it ended for him. He was a goddamn millionaire.
Sploosh.
Yes, sploosh.
That's the kind of house you can buy for $1 million.
I guess.
I'd have expected more.
For a company that gets rid of foot odor,
odors.
do Do you really need that in life? No, but god damn it, he's making money off of it.
What is a spiced onion?
It's called God's thumb. He saw it on the horizon. What does that look like to you? Does that look like a thumb to you?
Hey.
The whole rock fixture is just the fawns.
They look at the thumb and it's just fawns in the skyline.
That'll be the sequel, Holes 2.
Return
Electric
of the Fawns.
Boogaloo.
Electric Boogaloo.
Holes 2. Hey.
Hey. They find the second God's thumb.
He has 2 hands. He's got another thumb.
And it's just Henry Winkler trying to bring back the prison program that all the degenerate, because they got rid of it after that, and then he's out in the middle of nowhere trying to still dig up stuff from Kissing Cave Barlow, and he comes across the rock, and then him as the Fonz shows up in the skyline. Let's do it, man.
Holes 3, it'll be the giant rock face that looks like Henry Winkler in between the 2 thumbs.
And it's a mixture of that and Independence Day.
And top it all off, since we were talking about rocks, we have Dwayne the Rock in the movie with us.
No.
As the sheriff.
He's got to be in everything.
I heard he's your favorite actor, though.
I hate Dwayne the Rock Johnson. He's the worst.
No.
He's such an asshole, dude.
I think you said you liked Fast and Furious 7.
No. I don't like... After the 3rd movie, I like the first 3 movies, and that's it.
Tokyo Drift still by far the best.
It's so good,
It's
dude.
the best Fast and Furious movie. And then first and second one after that.
So when you blow your wad, man.
It's just
I did talk to the concert podcast.
What's DK stand for?
Donkey Kong?
Drift King.
What's a drift?
What's a drift? Donkey Kong? Look, I ain't no army brat.
I ain't got no cash, man. I ain't an army brat. Be honest, I'm probably not even going to be in town long enough to remember your name. Probably need some new shoes to book town with then, huh?
Dude, that movie and then Midnight Club Dub Edition, I went real hard into that game after watching Tokyo Drift.
Oh, yeah. Dude, Dub Edition was so great.
Oh, it
was so good. It had such a different mechanic to driving compared to, the Need for Speed games.
Well, Need for Speed at the time, besides Most Wanted, really didn't have too much customization into it.
Underground 2, dude. Underground 2 had the most.
Did it? I
never
played Underground 2
Dude, you could do full stereo systems, hydraulics, full neons along the inside of your car and everything.
Yeah, I never played Underground.
Oh, dude.
I missed out. Good. Missed the fuck out.
I always had one of the first cars I ever made every time was a fully decked out Hummer. With a full bore sound system.
Dude,
you could put
the pollution that you're dumping out with that penis machine.
Yep. I didn't even care. I wanted a Hummer so badly when I was a kid. And it's funny because as I'm looking for new cars, because as I said in the last episode, my car blew up. There's a 2007 Hummer H2 available on one of the lots for maybe $4,000. I'm like,
oh fuck!
It's got 175,000 miles. I'm like, I'm definitely not gonna look. Yeah,
on a Hummer.
On a Hummer, dude.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't trust that as far as I could throw that.
Nope.
And I can't throw cars.
Well, it's they got Sable Mercuries and stuff that have over 200,000 from 2003 for $3,000.
Well, there's just some brands. There's just some brands that are better off.
Like a diesel truck, I get. Still.
Well, I'm talking Toyotas. Toyotas are known for long-lasting engines as long as they've been well kept.
Yeah, but who's to say that they're ever well kept?
Well, that's why you look at the service history of said car.
Should I get the Carfax?
Yeah, the Carfax. Pop up the Fox. See, if it sounded like Gecko, there'd be a gecko in a Carfax shirt. Car Gecko.
Emu. Well, and there's a few spots there. I hope that you cut and then put that ending of, what is it, Double Trouble?
Double Team.
Double Trouble. Double
in there as well.
Stick to the script.
Bunch of images of the Fonz. Hey.
I'm gonna smack this here jukebox with my elbow, and make it play the song. Joan Jett, hopefully.
Another one bites the dust.
That's not Joan Jett.
That's not Joan Jett. That's
So I was watching a video of Live Aid with Queen, to fucking be there.
That's such a good concert.
To be there though,
It'd be so good.
in that massive packed stadium, watching
It'd be
Queen.
so loud.
Oh, I'd be so
Just
tired.
the chance to see Freddie Mercury in person, like
Yeah,
one of the most.
electric boogaloo vocalist.
Supposedly one of the greatest vocalists of all time because he had 5 full octaves that he could go through.
Mm-hmm.
I could believe that.
Give you an idea, Aretha Franklin only has 3.
I'd say him and Michael Jackson are kings of vocalists.
No.
Heavily disagree.
No, yeah.
I'm not saying that Michael Jackson isn't a great vocalist. It's just in a direct comparison to Freddie Mercury, no way.
No, okay.
No way. He only really has that one registry. He can get really high, but how often does he really sing with that level of high?
Yeah.
He usually keeps it within a
What he had was presence.
Exactly.
Pure stage presence, dance moves, the whole package of it. Really having an experience. That's why the movie's called Experience or whatever. Here's a movie poster. Michael Jackson's the experience of Michael Jackson, the Jackson story.
This is the Jackson experience.
And it's crazy to think too. People would find out where he was staying for different concerts and everything.
Oh, well, he was on tour and stuff.
Yeah. And then he'd walk out onto a balcony or open a window or whatever, and the entire street is just filled with fans. And it's that's before social media. That's before any of that type of stuff to gain that kind of following. So that just goes to show you how prominent he was. Same thing with Queen, Michael Jackson.
Okay, it's which one? Because both of them are like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Both of them had that following. So it could be, yeah. And that he's one guy. It's the whole band. Yep. He's just the vocalist, but he had the following. Michael Jackson is kind of just the one guy because it's Michael Jackson, but then it's Queen. There's 4 other guys, but when the other 3 guys get overshadowed because Freddie Mercury is just goddamn amazing.
Yeah, did you ever watch Bohemian Rhapsody? I haven't seen it, but
I haven't seen it either.
So I guess Brian Mays and the other Queen members were throwing a fit that if Freddie Mercury had more screen time than them, they wouldn't let the movie happen or they would sue them. So the editing, it's really weird that it got an Oscar for best editing because the editing is fucking weird as shit in that movie because every member of Queen has the same exact amount of screen time. They have to keep cutting between members to make sure that nobody gets more screen time than the other.
Really?
Yeah.
That's frustrating.
Huh.
They made a huge stink about it. They're well, if you're going to do this movie, Brian May can't have less screen time than Freddie Mercury or the other guys that I work with, I guess.
Maybe that's why they got best editing because of the circumstances they were in.
It wasn't even a big scene, and they were just kind of sitting around, and it was constantly every few seconds cutting between each person, and it's nauseating.
They couldn't even do a full screen of everyone in one shot.
No, they just kept doing face shots,
what the hell?
cutting between them. There's 20 cuts in a 5-minute scene, just to make sure that everybody got the same amount of screen time.
Oh god.
It's nauseating. It's
And I heard that they were complaining too about how they portrayed Freddie Mercury because they didn't want his homosexuality to shine through too much in the movie, and the band members were dude, he.
That's his thing.
Yeah, he was totally gay. What are you doing?
this is a known fact.
Yeah, the only part about his sexuality that you show off in the movie is he's dancing with another dude at a club, and that's it. From what I understand, I haven't seen it. But
yeah, they're not doing the gay homo sex and the.
They ain't doing no Brokeback Mountain stuff, and that's fine.
Exactly, and they let that happen between 2 straight actors. So what's that tell you?
Exactly. We're just trying to portray a guy who was gay in his life as gay. But you're mad that he's too gay.
No, they were mad that he wasn't gay enough.
Oh, wasn't gay enough.
Oh.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I just hate cuts like that. Have you seen any of the recent Taken movies after the first one?
No, because similar to Dwayne The Rock Johnson, I can't stand Liam Neeson either.
Have you seen the first Star Wars movie then?
Yeah.
Will you watch it?
That was before he was typecast as the guy from Taken.
Oh,
where he has a particular set of skills to get him out of whatever situation he's in.
Okay.
He's just the dark brooding.
The second one is not that good. I don't like Taken 2. The first one was fine.
Taken 2.
But there was a car chase scene. I was watching it when I was at the hospital, and it was just on and there's no sound, but I'm watching it, and during this car chase scene, it's every like 1 to half a second is a cut. It's like looking cut, driving cut, shift a gear cut, cut, and I was like dizzy. I'm like, oh, I'm like, I can't even tell what's happening. I'm like, what are they driving? Where are they driving? Who's driving?
Which car are we following at this point?
And oh my god, it was terrible. Maybe that's what the Bohemian Rhapsody made me think of, was that movie, and how many cuts were in. Like, I counted it. There was probably 30 cuts in like a 5-minute scene.
Why?
That's
Why did
awful.
they feel the need?
It feels like I'm just being jerked around, just like whoa, whoa.
You want a really jerky roller coaster. Instead of going up and down on a leisurely ride, it's just left, right, down, diagonal.
Well, and I think that's why I like the single takes a lot more nowadays whenever they do them, because it's so much more impressive. Or doing like phantom cuts in certain movies where it still looks like it's just one continuous take.
Yeah, kind of like Birdman or whatever with Michael Keaton.
Yeah, or I mean that's the full movie, but even like in Extraction, there's like a full like 20-minute part in the movie where it looks like it's all single take, but they do little phantom cuts between like when they're in a green screen in the car to like when it was actually moving, and so you can't tell that it got cut.
Oh
there.
yeah,
yeah.
It's like 1907.
I was
It's
going to
like,
say 1917.
or 17, yeah, 1907.
Yeah,
World War One started in 1899.
I haven't seen that movie yet, but I really want to watch it because it's got a lot of those single takes that are.
Yeah, and they like really cleverly use CG to like meld takes together.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't actually shot in one take, because you can't
No.
shoot a war movie like that in
There's
one
no
take.
fucking way.
No fucking way. But like they were going from like down in a trench, and where they like go up in the trench. I was watching a video on YouTube where they're like trying to find out where they cut it, and like as they're coming out of the trench, they use CG to like CG their bodies to get into the next cut when they come out of the trench.
Okay.
So
That's
like
super sweet.
yeah, that's like using CG in really smart and clever ways to where it's you don't even notice it. Like
To make everything feel seamless.
yeah, instead of big monsters and
Big abrupt
fire.
cuts
Kaiju.
and
kaiju. It still looks cool, but
a monkey jumping off a ship.
Wah!
I mean,
I
I'll
love that edit.
I'll still watch that movie just to see how they're gonna set up the monsters universe.
100%.
I haven't even seen the newest Godzilla King of Monsters movie.
The
With
second
Bryan
one,
Cranston?
or
No, it's another new Godzilla movie from last year.
Oh shit!
I haven't seen that
I
one
haven't
either. I
seen
saw
that.
the first one.
Yeah, because there was the Bryan Cranston one, which I think ties into it.
I think Bradley Cooper's in that one too.
I think it's supposed to, but then they made like Kong Skull Island, and then they did Godzilla King of Monsters, and now they're doing those two.
So who is supposed to be in King of Monsters in terms of like other monsters that he's fighting?
I don't know. It just
Mothra.
kind of came out. It was
It
kind of
might
like
be
Kong
Mothra.
Skull Island. It just kind of came out, and I didn't pay attention to it.
Peter Jackson's King Kong is the best King Kong.
100%. Adrian Brody, Jack Black.
Peter Jackson
Nicole Kidman.
directing. Nicole Kidman.
I don't think that's who that is.
That's not who that is at all.
I'm trying to remember who the main actress is.
I think you might
Is
be
Br-
right.
It's not Nicole Kidman.
No, it's not. No, she's darker.
Well, she's
Oh.
got like her eyes are set up differently than this chick's ours.
Wasn't Nicole Kidman was in Batman Begins, right? She.
I know she's in
Rachel?
Australia. That movie with Hugh
I
Jackman.
didn't never see that.
I never saw that either.
Australian?
Now that I'm thinking about it, it's definitely not Nicole Kidman.
You're close though. King
Kong cast.
Congo. Naomi Watts.
That's who it is. Holy shit, Peter Jackson's in it.
I think he was the one introducing Kong at the end of the movie when they have him chained up.
It says he's gunner number 1.
Never mind.
I forget that Colin Hanks is in that movie too.
I
But
know-
Andy Serkis plays King Kong.
I know that Peter
Oh,
Jackson
shit.
has
Yeah.
put his kids in a lot of the Lord of the Rings movies and
yeah.
movies he directs.
He's been in a lot of them too.
Like, I guess his kids are some of the hobbits in the Fellowship of the Ring.
Oh, hell yeah.
His kids are in some of the scenes.
Just dancing around and running around.
Just being
and
little
stuff.
hobbits, yeah, as extras.
Just doing hobbit things. I'd imagine that they're probably amongst the group when Gandalf first shows up.
Probably.
He lights a little firework off for all the butterflies.
They showed the only still image I saw was when Bilbo was talking and they were at all the tables and stuff.
Yeah. Proud foots, proud feet.
I like you more than you deserve. Or how does he say that?
I like less half you than half you used to like. And I like less than half you half as well as you deserve. They're like, huh?
What? And then he vanishes. Middle finger out.
I must be going.
Oh gosh, I gotta show you guys a video. I don't know if I think you've probably seen it. That Lord of the Rings wrap-up video, kind of like the Lion King, the Simba.
Oh,
video.
yeah, I know that animator, yeah.
Have you seen the Lord of the Rings one?
I'm pretty sure I've seen it.
It's so good.
Simba.
Simba. Yeah, Bilbo turns around to put the ring on. He's flipping everyone off, and then just vanishes. And everyone's like, and he's in the house smoking with Gandalf. I'll have to show you guys. It's fucking great. But
that being said,
that'll be an episode of number 23.
23.
We did just get through number 23.
We're in our 20s, guys.
23. No one likes you when you're 23.
I hope you guys like us.
You don't.
Please.
Please.
I'm going to get more coffee. Dunkin' Donuts. Purchase Dunkin' Donuts.
I was going to say, which we're not sponsored by.
Subliminal messaging. Purchase Dunkin' Donuts.
Sing me a song
What's that?
of blowjobs.
What's that
My
Simpsons?
angel.
What's that Simpsons Join the Navy song backwards?
In the day, I don't know.
Ignat. Gosh, I can't. Where they use subliminal messaging to recruit people into the Navy on
I haven't seen
Simpsons.
it.
They're singing it. Makes it sound like it's a song from India, but it's just Join the Navy, but
Shit.
said backwards.
Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Drink Dunkin'. America runs Dunkin's.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.